Welcome back, casual collectors. I'm Stillwolf,
And Spider Kid.
and today we're going to be bringing you an unboxing and review of the Spirit of Halloween Ghostbusters Ecto Goggles.
So we picked this thing up at the Spirit of Halloween for the price of $15 because we got the discount from the after Halloween sale. You can also find it on the online store for the price of $30.
So these are the goggles that Ray Stantz wears in the two original Ghostbuster movies. And we also see Podcast, which is a new character in the Afterlife movie, wearing these as well. Now, in case you're wondering, these goggles are exclusive to the Spirit of Halloween store, and they've also released other prop replicas like the PKE meter, Ghost Trap, Proton Pack, Belt, Walkie-Talkie, and also the jumpsuit.
So you can find goggles just like this on online retailers such as eBay and Amazon, but you would pay more than $30. Okay, so let's take a closer look at the box. The first thing you're going to notice is that you can see the goggles right inside there, and in the corner you can see the Spirit of Halloween logo on it. And if you look at the side, you can see an example of what it would look like on someone's head with the Ghostbusters logo and the name, and yet again with the Spirit of Halloween logo. Okay, so if we look at the back, we can see is that it includes stickers and how to put on the batteries, which is 2 AAA batteries. Let's look at the other side. And basically the same pictures as the other side too. Now if we look at the top, we can see Ghostbusters Ecto Goggles lights up with the Ghostbusters logo. And the main thing you're going to notice about this is that it has that jumpsuit kind of look to it, which I think is actually really cool. And taking a look at the bottom, there's nothing.
Wow! Now, other than the goggles, the only other thing that came inside the box was this sticker sheet. As you can see, this sticker over here kind of just gives you a diagram of all the different switches that you would find on the goggles. Most of these buttons don't even really do much on the actual goggles themselves. I think this is just more for, movie accuracy here on this side. Now this right here, you can basically just, put in your own contract number and serial number to kind of make it yours. And then they give you this on-off switch here, which also looks like it has a different mode, which the goggles do not. Now, but down here, you also have your warning sticker and your danger sticker.
And with all that said, let's see what we can find.
All right, so here we have the Ecto Goggles out of the package, and right away, man, these guys look great. It looks so realistic, and it looks so movie accurate. I mean, this is how I remember it, besides the stickers missing, of course, but I mean, this is what I remember from the movie. This looks great.
I agree, they are pretty cool goggles, but I would wish that they would just have stickers on it more than you putting them on, because the box doesn't really give you examples of how to put them. And checking the online store, they don't show you anything of how to put them on right.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, some simple instructions of where to put the stickers, just for those fans that aren't 100% sure where the stickers are supposed to go. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I don't remember where these stickers go. I mean, I'm a huge fan of the movie, but I don't really recall where to put these stickers. So I'm going to definitely have to do some research and look it up to see where to put these at to make it movie accurate. I would have loved that they would have maybe done like a plastic or a kind of like a little metal plate of these, of the actual things that we got for the stickers, like maybe for this one here, they could have painted it on, this one could have maybe have been a plaque or something, or a little plastic piece. That would have been nice. This could have been a metal piece, for the serial numbers, and these guys right here could have just been stickers that were already in place, But I guess, they kind of give you this option here in case you want to customize your own, goggles the way you want them to. So in that sense, this is nice that they separated this. Now, it does have a light up feature, which we will show you later on. We'll dim the lights and show you. But other than that light up feature, there's not really much else to this. With that said, let's go ahead and take a closer look at some of the details and some of the moving parts. All right, let's pull this guy up close and take a closer look. So first thing that I'm noticing here is that it's got these really cool effects here that makes it look super beat up and scratched. This looks all scratched. And honestly, this is all just plastic, but they definitely made it look as if it was metal, and the paint on the metal surface just kind of got scratched up over time or with use. And honestly, that looks really good. Now, the other thing you can see here are these lenses. They're not really lenses, as to say, more of like a clear plastic that you look through. It doesn't magnify anything. And yes, you can definitely turn these out here, but these don't really do anything. Inside, it doesn't decrease or increase magnification in any way. It's just more for effect, I guess, you know, and to allow you to give it a different look. But they went with the silver metallic paint for this side here, almost giving it that look as if it's zoomed out. On this side, as you notice, this barrel here, or this lens here, is definitely shorter, and this one does move as well. You have this nice silverish metallic paint here as well. Now, these bolts here, these are plastic as well, but as you see, they painted them to make them look metal.
I wish that they could have been a little more realistic.
Yeah, you know, like, I don't think it would have been too difficult to actually just make these actual real bolts. You know, they don't have to hold the frame together, but I mean, they could have done that. For a price point of 30 bucks, I guess they figured they didn't want to go that extra mile. And looking onto the side here, you're going to find the on-off button here. Now this guy, you just basically rotate it left or right to turn it on or off. And this is what actually activates the light feature for the goggles, which we're going to demonstrate that a little bit later. Continuing on, we also have more of these what look like bolts here, but they're just plastic painted in a nice silver. These other bolts here on the side as well. We got more of this cool scratching effect here, which looks great. Going to the top here, you can see more of the bolts right here. And now we actually got a metallic piece here, but this is basically what secures part of the headband that allows you to attach the goggles to your head. Now this material here is a nice soft material, and it is very stretchy as well. My only gripe with this is that it's pretty thin, honestly, and I feel like, you know, this could rip or tear very easily. So just definitely be careful with that. Moving on here to the other side, we have another knob here, but this one doesn't do anything. This one's literally sculpted on here, so it's just there for show. It is painted with that metallic silver paint, which looks nice. We definitely got more of the weathering and scratching on this side here, which looks great. More of these different types of bolts right here, but some more of this scratch and wear effect that they did here.
I'm gonna be honest, I wish that the knob would actually turn to make it more like that, like, realistic type of look.
Yeah, you know, like, I don't think it would have killed them to just make this knob turn. As something as small as that would have definitely have pleased more people, I think. And as you can see on this side, we got more of those bolts there. And we got the other side of the strap here. And as you can see, it's fed to that little loop there, plastic loop. And then let's take a look at the bottom before we move on to the inside and the straps. So here's what you have on the bottom. As you can see, here's the battery compartment. It does take AAAs, which we'll show you how to install those in just a sec. We got some more of that scratch effect here, that wear effect. Two more bolts right there. And then we have this other knob, which again, doesn't turn, doesn't do anything. It's just there for show. And it's got some more of that silver metallic paint. All right, so let's take a look at the back side here, or should we say the inside. This is the side here where your face would rest. Forehead would be right up here. This is where your nose would sit here. It's got a nice little groove there. And this is kind of like a rubbery material here. It's a soft rubber material. Now, if you've ever worn any kind of VR goggles, you know, whether they're Oculus or even PlayStation VR, this kind of has a similar feel to it. Although I'm sure that those devices have a higher quality of material, but this is basically what it is. So it's definitely going to feel nice and comfortable on your face. Now we're going to get a little bit of a close look here through the lens, which again, it doesn't magnify anything. It does give you a sense though that it makes things appear farther away, but not by very much. So here's the back side of the strap. So your head would basically go right here. This is going to go to the top of your head. These are going to go to the side of your head here. Now this material here, this is kind of like a fox leather material, which is nice, you know, feels good, it's nice. Again though, I just don't like these bands. I feel like these can rip and tear way too easily, you know. They are stretchy, but I'm sure that they only stretch so much. Now on the bands here that are on the side of the head, these are and have Velcro on these right here, and they will basically sit here and you can adjust them. That's the best part about it. So if it feels that if these goggles feel like they're too loose or too tight, you can definitely undo this Velcro and then just feed some more, or you know, get some more slack, and then you're good to go. So that's nice that you can adjust them. Same goes for this side here. Now there's not much of an adjustment on the top here, just the sides basically. So the top can still sit a little loose. All right, so let's go ahead and get the batteries in so that we can show you what the light effect looks like. All right, so you're gonna basically get a Phillips screwdriver and you're gonna go ahead and get these 2 screws out. All right, let's go ahead and turn this around so that we can show you what this looks like here. There is the 2 AAA batteries that were included with these goggles. All right, let's close this back up, dim these lights, and show you what this light looks like. And again, to activate the light, we're going to switch it to the on position there, and voila, there it is. As you can see, we only get that little LED right there on the side there. That's the only one we get, and that's the only one that lights up anything here on the goggles themselves. And let's turn it around to see what it looks like when we're looking down the sight. As you can see, it definitely makes that lens there on the right light up green, and that's what you're going to see when you're looking through the lens there. Let's see if I can get something in the background. There we go, there's that screwdriver. As you can see, that's basically what you're going to look through. So that's basically what you're going to see when you're looking down the lens there, that greenish glow. Now that the lights are dimmed, it is a little spooky in here. So let's see what this lights look like in the dark. Again, without nothing on, let's go ahead and activate it here. And it looks a lot brighter down that lens. And now what we didn't realize is that if you're close to something, you actually get a little bit of a projection there, a little bit of a circle. That's from the goggles right there. And I'm holding it about, I'd say, about 2.5 feet above, pointing down to this little table here. So this is maybe now about 5 feet. So not too shabby, you know. Could have been brighter, but that's pretty neat that it projects outwards. Let's turn this guy around, see what that looks like. That's not directly pointing at the camera, but that looks cool. That looks very cool. We're gonna point it at the camera here. There we go, looking awesome. But yeah, there you have it. That's basically all it does. Let's go ahead and get some other size comparisons here with other prop replicas, not necessarily from the Spirit store. Alright, so here we have the Ecto Goggles from the Spirit of Halloween, right next to a ghost trap and a PKE meter. Now, if you see, they all scale pretty well together, and they look very good together, and these are all prop replicas from the movie. Now, these are from different manufacturers. The goggles, once again, are from the Spirit of Halloween, and the ghost trap and the PKE meter were purchased from Walmart, although I can't recall if it was Jack's Toys or Jada Toys that made these 2 items. I can't recall, but they were purchased at Walmart, and each of them were about $20. Now, be advised that the Spirit of Halloween does have their own version of the ghost trap as well as the PKE meter. Now, those are pretty much identical to the ones that you see here, including all the light functions, sounds, and almost identical in looks as well. I think at least for the ghost trap, there might be some subtle differences between the one that you see in front of you right now and the one that the Spirit of Halloween store has. Alright, so we went ahead and put the stickers that came with the goggles on the goggles themselves, and we want to show you the end result. Now, I will admit, I couldn't quite remember exactly where the stickers went, So we looked it up, and while rewatching the movie, we kind of got a better idea, and we went ahead and placed them where we found the stickers to be. So let's take a closer look at that. So right away, you're going to see that the danger sticker, we placed it right here, because again, in the film, that's where they had it placed. Now, as for the warning sticker, we placed it down here. And this is where we also noticed that the sticker was in the movie. We ended up putting the sticker on this guy right here. It wasn't because this is where they had it in the movie. In the movie, they didn't really look like they had anything right here. So we just figured, let's just put it there. You know, it looked good right there. We also didn't really notice if this was on there. I couldn't really find a good picture of it. Maybe by the time that we put this video, I would have already found a better picture. But as for right now, we didn't find anything in the when we rewatched it. So we just ended up putting this here. We thought it looked nice there. Maybe this would have looked better on the bottom, you know, not sure, but I think it looks fine there. The other sticker, we went ahead and placed it on this side. We noticed that it had this kind of like an arch right here, this kind of curve. So we figured, why not put it next to one of these knobs? You know, and we chose to do it right here. I mean, I guess we could have done it maybe here, but it doesn't look like there would have been enough room. The only other possible place would have been on this side. This would have probably looked better on this side though, just because the on-off switch was on this side. But hey, you know, you only got one shot, and we kind of made do with what we had. And yeah, those were all the stickers. And now, as for accuracy to the film, we couldn't find, at least in the first film, any part where the goggles lit up green on the front here. So we're not sure if that was maybe based off the game or if it was based off the second movie.
But as you were saying, in the game, when you do use them, they do have that green, like glow in the dark kind of like look to it. So that may be where it's from.
Yeah, because if it's not from the game, then it's got to be from the second movie. But at least in the first movie, this light was non-existent. But other than that, I mean, the accuracy to the film, I think they did a really good job. The only other thing that we got to see these in action was that in the movie, in the original movie, they did kind of like a close-up view of the goggles, like as if you were looking down these sights. And inside, we got to see basically a reticle that showed some, you know, readings. There was a radar on the left side. And it kind of showed some readings, and I really wish they would have gave us that. You know, maybe not with the lights blinking and all that. I get that would be expensive to do, but maybe if they could have put like some kind of clear plastic inside here with that decal already on there, so when you look through it, that's what you would see inside. Would be at least a decal of that. But you know, for $30, I think it's a good deal. It's pretty accurate. You know, it looks good. You know, I think it's definitely worth the $30. All right, so let's go ahead and get these Ecto Goggles on and see what they look like on a kid's head and on an adult's head. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and try these on. And how do they feel?
A little bit loose.
So they feel a little loose. Now, he does have a smaller head than I do. So do you want to go ahead and adjust them?
You adjust them my phone strap right here. It is Velcro. And it's pointed in until you get the side that you can fit your head. Done.
Now how does it feel?
A lot more tighter.
How does it look? Can you see me pretty good? Can you see through there very well?
I can see it fine. It's just like a little bit like spaced out.
Okay. Now go ahead and turn to the side. Does it feel loose or no?
No.
Okay, turn the other way. All right, look up, look down. Go ahead and turn on that light. And there we go. And mind you, we still have all the lights on in here, so it's not even dimmed, but you could still see it. All right, let's have Spider Kid show you guys how that green light projects. There it is on. Now go ahead and turn around, and there you go. So you can see right there. That's pretty neat. Although I think it would have been a lot cooler if there was maybe a silhouette of Slimer. I think that would have been really cool if they had to put a silhouette of Slimer on there to project outward. Yeah. But I mean, that's still pretty neat. Alright, let's see what this thing looks like on an adult-sized head.
So now we're gonna have Steve Wolf test out the goggles. And they are on his forehead. So, how did they feel?
It feels good.
Is it tight?
It's not as tight. I had to adjust it, but after adjusting it, it feels really good. They're not heavy. They're light. You can definitely wear these for a while. It does pinch the nose a little bit here. Like it pushes against your nose a little bit. But if you kind of just move them up a little more, then it kind of helps out. But that can definitely get a little uncomfortable right here. But other than that, they feel really good. And you can see okay out of them. It doesn't magnify or anything, but you can see pretty well. There's the light up feature. And it kind of feels like the light is coming back at me though. So that could be a little bit of a drawback and preventing you to see a little bit there. But all in all, feels good. Adult size head. So yeah, there you go. So yeah, this thing looks really, really cool. It's definitely got some movie accuracy to it. It's got a light up feature which looks cool. And honestly, it's pretty comfortable, you know? So, I'm gonna definitely give it a rating of 3. Now I'm giving it that rating because it does have movie accuracy. It's got some cool details like in the weather and tearing of it. You know, it's got the stickers to let you customize it. It also has, you know, the light up feature, but it's also lacking in other things. I feel like they could have done a little bit more for the price range of $30, you know. Granted, we only paid $15 because we caught the after Halloween sale, but still, you know, they could have done a little bit more extra things to it. But all in all, it's gonna go really good with the rest of your Ghostbuster gear.
So I'll give this a great because for $30, they could have done a lot more with this, and I feel like what you're getting is kind of a ripoff. Because in the movie and in the game, there's a lot more stuff that's included in this, with the lighting and overall details in it. And overall, I wish there should have been just a little bit more stuff.
Yeah, no, I think that's very fair. I mean, if you haven't noticed by now, you can see the PKE meter there in the background just making a bunch of noise, flashing with lights. I mean, this was only $20. This PKE meter was only $20, and look all the way at the doodads that it has, that it's doing. It's got lights on the top there that are flashing. It's got the inside right there screen that's flashing like if you're tracking a ghost. These buttons are lit up as well. It's making the movie sounds, you know, and it's all activated through a button. I mean, look at that. That is absolutely cool. For $20, come on, you can't beat that. Which is why I feel that for $30, these goggles should have been able to do just a little bit more. Maybe giving us a feature where we could hear some kind of movie accurate sounds, maybe some scanning sounds from the video game, maybe if the optics inside actually magnified, or if we could see some kind of like a HUD inside, that would have been cool. Now granted, the HUD doesn't need to be all fancy, just give us a plastic screen. I think that would have been just fine, but yes.
Or have more lights.
Yep, more lights, but it was definitely lacking. And maybe even an additional piece or two to let you customize them to make them look like the ones from the Afterlife movie. And now for a little segment I like to call Spider Kids Custom Corner.
Okay, so you can do 2 very easy customs with this. One of them is to make the whole thing look brown to give it that whole real Ghostbuster look to it. And another one you can do is to make it a little more dirty and beat up. Just kind of have it with that Afterlife type of look, or just to overall make it look real life-like.
That's going to do it for our review on the Spirit of Halloween Ghostbusters Ecto Goggles. I'm Steel Wolf.
And Spider Kid.
Continue collecting, and remember, stay casual.